Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Red Valkyrie Presents. I'm, of course, Shae the Red with my amazing co-host, Cyborg Valkyrie. How you doing, Cy? Cy?
I'm great.
God damn it, I was muted. I'm doing awesome.
Great. If that helps you, Sai.
And who is that amazing man down there?
That is Mr. Adam Lawson. Hi, Adam.
Hey, it is very, very good to be back. It is very good to be back. I feel like I feel a little exposed, like a little, naked before my classroom here, because I'm the only one on camera. But it feels good to be here. I need better images. Not everybody has size image there to compete with, I mean, you always have the good. The robot was so cool. Now you've got this pretty face. There's all kinds of things you're throwing at us.
There.
Oh gosh, there goes size boobies.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
Nice,
So
nice.
So
we leveled it up.
Instead of Adam feeling like he's all alone, shall we do the reveal?
Do the
It's
reveal.
not as good as I wanted it to be. I'm not gonna lie, but whatever.
Oh wait. Where's the video?
Come on, Cy.
Metamorphosis completed, sir.
Shae the Red.
Has now become
Awesome.
Whoa! I love this.
It's not super
This
great,
is so cool.
but I
love it.
I even did the eyes for you.
Oh, you're kidding.
Nah, I
Check
got
that
the red eyes.
out. Yeah, that is some dope stuff there. I love what you did.
Thanks.
Um,
I was gonna
no,
try
I
a
love it because
gender
I just-
bend of the main character, but I was like, that's gonna be tricky. He's got
no,
a
that's tough.
spike
That's
arm.
tough. That's tough, and it's West and the whole thing, and
Yeah.
I get you into the blackface land, which that's
Yeah.
probably takes you.
Or
takes
I'm
you on a path
whitewashing a black character, like no matter what
Yeah,
I lose, so.
Yeah, well, fortunately with this character that you're on, you're safe. This can be. I can't reveal who they are because that's the twist. Because it's the killer in the story. But you're safe for that one. I'll let you know you haven't accidentally whitewashed a character. You're safe in that regard.
It's really hard because you
That's-
can't really see the guy much at all. Like,
Yeah,
like
well,
this
that's part of the mystery is revealing.
Yeah.
Your serial killer story. Yeah, you can't give it all away. So.
Thank you very much, Jason, for the $5. It says great work, Shae. I appreciate the pity $5. There you go, dancing taco,
I love
dancing
it.
taco on size boobies because everybody loves it.
The dancing taco
ridiculous.
on size boobs. I love it.
Yes, that's what everybody wants, really, Adam. Let's be
Yeah.
real.
I think there is definitely a new area of adult content that involves tacos and boobs. There's been foot fetishes. There's now a new one coming up: tacos
Yes.
and boobs. A lot of money to be made.
I think Cy has an OnlyFans in the making.
Whoa.
Yeah. Melted
Whoa,
cheese
whoa.
on my boobs.
Melted cheese.
Melted cheese and tacos. We're just gonna start throwing like tortilla chips at Cy's boobs, dumping like nacho cheese.
I mean, I think that's an OnlyFans that could rise above. I mean,
I'm just
that
saying.
yeah, could rise above. Bella Thorne
All right.
thought she was good.
All right, so we are here for the absolutely phenomenal. Like this just took off and is doing so well. The Exiled. Look at that. Look at these 6 figures. Look at those.
Boom.
So beautiful. And
Yeah.
I'm super happy. You are at 800 round backers,
Yes.
which is awesome.
I know. I think right on the number there, and there might have been somebody on this stream right now who pushed it over the edge. They might be wearing a mask right this minute. And pushed it to a nice even.
No,
Yes.
not
I knew it was Cy.
Yeah. No, we're
yeah.
super pumped. It was there was a great day one, and what's cool about it is you can see the number of backers that have backed. In fact, I should bring that up and just see the number of backers who have backed my previous projects. It'll just mention them. Let me see what we've got here. It'll show you. Because through the one thing, though, Backer Kit is a total pill. It does. I don't love it. Kickstarter, they've been really wonderful with us, and so I'm not mad at them as a people. The head of comics, she was really helpful for us, and I'm not saying that. Unfortunately, but the back end machine of it is just that's a bummer. That's a bummer.
It's rough.
Yeah. So about so new backers who have showed up are 759 of them are brand new backers, right?
Wow.
42 are returning backers, right?
Wow.
So, and if you can imagine, so on Kickstarter, I had 6,000 backers for my board game, and around 1,200 for my RPG game. Now those fans don't always just swing over, and so of that group, and obviously kind of brought that 42 number to being, right? But then the vast majority of them are Wesley Snipes fans. They are people who he shouted out. He's been shouting out on socials about this quite a bit, and so a lot of them are really. How should I say, they're fresh to it, they're new to it, it's exciting, and it's always amazing when you can see somebody who's not necessarily a comic book person, and certainly not a crowdfunding person, cross over the line and say, I want to check this out. That happened with me on the 8th quite a bit, where I'd have a backer that's I've never backed a book, and I've never bought a graphic novel. And so I think that's always an exciting feeling.
It really is.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say, your projects, specifically your comic projects, right? Because we won't even get into your RPGs, your board games, all of that stuff, because that's just a whole different onion to peel back. But when you look at your comic books specifically, they are so varied in what they cover. They all kind of have a little bit of this dark slant to them, but the first, you had the 8th, which was dealing with teens and alien armor, and this whole, it's part coming of age, it's part how to handle absolute power, and a little bit of mischief and deception and all of that, and it's all kind of rolled into this sci-fi burrito of what the hell is this armor, and this poor teen that is just trying to cope with it,
Right, totally.
And then you go from that to the Kill Journal, and now we got a whole bunch of adults who have all of this baggage and all of these really nasty fucking killers that have come out of the woodworks. And then we flip over and we're like, oh, now we're doing Exiled, and we got some fucking crazy serial killer dude. So we're still hitting the killer aspect, but we're going more kind of the detective noir sort of style, where we're hunting him down, and we're following a cop, and it turns into a good kind of comeuppance justice kind of story, and so it's so interesting to see the gamut.
Yeah, and part of me wonders that maybe the chat can answer this, because I know Frog G always has insight. I've been kind of someone who has, instead of once again doing, voluming out the same story, and maybe there's a lot to be said for that, because then you don't have to always maybe sort of restart so much with backers, etc.
Yeah.
But I keep throwing out the new story, right? And I do like that. I like that Vaughn went from Monster MD to Terror in the Trenches. That was exciting for me versus Monster MD Volume 2. So that's exciting for me, but I don't know if everybody feels that. I know Replicator Rob kind of feels the opposite, right? That it's best to just hit your thing and just keep hitting it. What does the chat think about that? And then, of course, Sai always has insight. And
I heard Sai unmute.
He's like, oh, boom. So
it's 306 episodes of Red Valkyrie Presents, and Sai's still trying to figure out their mute button.
I'm unmuted. I'm just sitting here listening to you give me shit.
I was waiting for you to have a fucking opinion.
I have no opinion. I'm Switzerland.
So, personally,
Yeah, give me
I
your
want
insight on that.
I want creators to go where their passion is. And being a creator, I know that my passion fractures, right? And so I don't want you as a writer creator of The Ape or of Kill Journal to try and force Kill Journal 2 when your brain wants a break from that so you can do another one of the stories that you have percolating. Because then what I get from Kill Journal 2 isn't going to be as good. And then what I would get for, the Exiled, if you ended up doing this down the road, it wouldn't be as good because your passion is likely to have waned by then. So I like where you focus on where your creative headspace is, because I feel like that's where you're going to produce the most interesting stories. Now, some people, they might do book 1 and have been halfway through book 2 and had to cut it, and they're like, I really want to finish out book 2. If that's where you are creatively, do it by all means.
Gotcha.
But I don't mind having the break if it means that if you do a 2 or a 3 or whatever and it continues on, it's going to be what it should have been.
Right, as long as it's not
it.
like out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
Like, for instance, Kill Journal, right?
Yes.
So, I guess my thing is when people have these different IPs, and a buddy of ours, Gibb, is a novelist, and he has several different book series.
Gibb.
Yeah, he has several different book series he works on, and he just takes them one at a time. So he'll do my favorite of his series is Technomancer. So he'll do a book from there, then he'll do a book from his Hammer of Witches series, and then his villain series, and then but it cycles around in an order. So I don't mind that. Granted, I look forward to some more than others,
That's true, yeah.
But you also have to pay attention to where the inspiration is coming from. So, for instance, I mean, if you are really super excited to do Exiled 2 after this, instead of doing, say, Kill Journal 2,
Yep.
I could understand that. Would it disappoint me? Sure, because I just got Exiled 1, so I feel like waiting longer for the sequel to Kill Journal. Am I missing out on that? Sure, but then again, I'm getting Exiled 2 quicker. So you have to go where your heart is. You really do. And I understand that as a creative person, you're gonna have those like I'm really in this vein of my creativity right now, and it's hard to get me to kind of shift that gear. So
yeah.
See, and I like
I
Chris's
see what
thought
you're
here. If you have a hit, you should try to hit at least one campaign a year with that IP.
I think Chris is on to something here, and Unhinged kind of says he likes the spice, but he likes something a mainstay to jump back to.
Yeah.
So I think there's something to be said for that, because with everything else too, I have behind the scenes different stories. I'm doing a new one with Jason Krager, Jawbone Death, people might have seen, and I've got something in the works with Von Kloss that people on my Substack and his have seen, and so I'm kind of like I keep going on new stories, but I think it's time after this next batch to start the recycle, because I think that Chris and Unhinged are right. Like, I think also too, like, because if you read something and you like it, you want to get more of what that is, right? And there's, once again, it's all that work of then restarting that momentum, because like the fact that people got their books for Kill Journal, then people actually took the time to read it and then became a fan of it, and then you don't go back to it. It seems like, what the hell did you just do to me, right?
You're killing your own momentum. Yeah,
exactly. You spent a year waiting for this thing. It got there. It's cool. You like it, and then there's just no more. Like, right? I think, Sai, you said it best. You're killing your own momentum.
Yeah.
And so I think that's something I've got to be careful with, and I think that, kind of with, and sometimes I have different partnerships with the books as well. Like the Kill Journal has a partnership with my old business partner, and Exiled has something with Wesley and myself and Keith Aram, who is who he's actually the tie into Wesley, because he worked on Demolition Man, the video game with Wes years and years ago, and then Keith and I, if you can imagine, 14 years ago had dinner because we'd sold a comic to Radical Comics called Exile, and we were there, and Wesley Snipes had a book there, so we had dinner together with Wesley and Keith and myself and Antoine Fuqua and Rick Remender and kind of a whole big pile of people, and Radical Comics fell apart. And so, but where, not to derail too much, like you get these books with different partners, and so then it's like resetting it is also not just, I'm not the only decision maker in it, right? And the only piece of the puzzle. And so like I think kind of moving forward with lots of books, I'm trying to minimize the partnerships when I can, so that I can control more of when it happens.
So you
can drive it forward.
Yeah.
You don't have them.
It's really going to depend on everybody's schedule at that point. The more people you get involved in something, the more schedules you have to coordinate together. Make sure that, Wes isn't going to be able to help with Exiled if he's in the middle of filming a movie. Because that's where his attention is. So you've got to okay, when do you have, even if it's just a month, like if I get you the proposed skeleton of a script or whatever, and then you're going to take a couple of days, weeks, whatever, look it over, we can hash it out back and forth over the course of a month, and then I can put the final polish on it, we can move forward with it, because out of the two of you, Wes is the one that doesn't, he has less time in his schedule if it's even remotely imaginable, because you have almost zero time already. And he somehow has less.
It has even less, for sure he does.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah. So that's the bit of it. But okay, I'm glad that feeling is. I think that maybe might be the right trajectory moving forward. Is that I need to do like what is being said here. Is I need to not kill the momentum, and find one and bring it back and keep owning that story, and use that as a mainstay. Well, one thing that's cool that's happened. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think out of the IPs that I know of that you have, I think the one that's probably got the most momentum behind it, like desire for sequels, and that you probably have more creative control over than the others, would be the Kill Journal, from what I understand.
Think so.
Now, because that was one that had, like, I had people asking me, they were like, I wish that your backstory was longer, and I'm like, well, the what happens next is issue 1. Like, that's what happens next. That's not super far from when her backstory ended, that the events of the Kill Journal started. And so if you want more of her story, that would be Kill Journal 2. And that's why I think a lot of people are kind of wanting, because we've gotten these characters, we've gotten backstories, all of them are tragic, and they're all entertaining, and it makes you really kind of like this band of degenerates. I want to see what happens with them. And I think that would be a good one to have as a mainstay. And then if you pepper in the others, like the 8th volume 2 or something like that down the line, you could do Exiled when it fits all the other creatives' schedules, because you have so many people on the Exiled that are out of your control. And having those pop in when it makes sense with them, but having Kill Journal be your main IP that comes through, I think would probably go really well.
I agree. I like that, and I think it's on the DL, it's we're at a studio right now, a film studio right now, the graphic novel. We've been through a few rounds of approvals, and so I think between. Well, I guess it's no longer between you and I, because everyone's here listening on the stream. But I think that depending on whether that deal closes or not.
You mean you just don't want to fling out secrets live on air?
That just happened. The nature of that deal will sort of will set the trajectory for the Kill Journal volumes, right? Because if it closes, then we'll be into volume 2 and 3 right away. I'll have a lot more resources to pump into it, and energy, and it will have more momentum, and so and that's my great hope that is the case, because in the comic book world you need, and also in this indie world we need other partners, which is kind of an interesting thing that just got announced today, is that this just announced today is that I don't know how familiar you guys are with Whatnot. Whatnot is like a live streaming app where people live stream and sell their collectibles, and it's now taken over as the #1 seller of comic books in the world. In North America. So more comic books are sold on Whatnot than in all retail combined, and more than eBay.
Wow.
And like, for example, Ryan Otley was just posting images from his Whatnot stream. Creators are massively moving over there. Even Dan Fraga's jumped on it. You jump on a stream, you talk with your fans, you create art, you sell directly to collectors, right? And it's all built up for that transactional stuff, so you can just sell stuff live. And it's all built transaction. It covers all of the costs. It also reaches out to people on there who might have similar interests. They take a percentage, but they are kind of brokering this all and creating a space for it. So they are launching a publishing division, and the Exiled will be one of its forefront books in that. So what that means is this will have a second life in single issues down the road next year. And so what makes it extra cool about the campaign is that then the crowdfunded experience will become even more of a collectible, because all the fans who buy the single issue will never get this oversized exclusive format. Their book will not have the hidden codes in it that lead to digital collectibles. So what's cool about that is you'll have the version that when it gets popular and it sells issues, and at least I hope it gets popular and it sells issues and it gets more mainstream, you'll be the one that had the exclusive item that now people will start to realize its value. So that's a cool thing that's shaken out. And so I'm really pumped about what that relationship can be, because they're a tech company. So what's great about them is they don't make money selling comic books. They're just, so as a result, they're like Apple or Amazon doing TV. They don't make money making TV. They make money selling hard products. So as a result, they can leverage more resources than a film company or than a regular comic book company. Like at MegaCon, they had these enormous booths, the size, as big as Marvel, because they have tech money versus comic book money. So it'll be exciting to see what happens with that. I don't know how that's all unfolding, but they are. My business partner, I partner on this, Keith Aram, who's a creative partner as well. He has a booth at Comic Con, has had for years, Comic Con San Diego, and Whatnot is going to take over that booth, and there's going to be all kinds of cool stuff happening. So I'm excited to see what they do with it, with the Exiled, and what's that become.
Obviously, there are people around you that are really excited about that too. So that's awesome.
That sounded. I heard a whoop.
Oh.
Hidden Illuminati has shown me some clips. Terrible. I love, like, this is one of my favorite pictures that I've seen from this project so far, just because I love it's almost monochrome. Like it's not quite, but it's got
totally
this,
right.
Red and blue. It's got real heavy blacks. I love how it's just an absolute downpour. I think it's so cool to see.
Yeah, no, that's this. Gabriel Santos, Esquivo is my artist on this, and he's awesome. And
this guy,
he's this guy.
Esquivo, jump on with us.
He's out with his girlfriend's family. He's peeking on here, but he's doing some groundbreaking work on this book. There is no other way to describe what he's doing other than just doing these groundbreaking pages that every time I see one of these pages, he's blowing my mind. And we're talking, like, we went to people like Paul Pope and ended up here, and so and he's relatively new to the game when you start comparing him to these kind of guys, you know what I mean? But I'm going to show you some of his pages here that he's delivering that are just mind-blowing.
Just so you know, Adam, you're starting to break up a little bit.
Uh-oh. It has begun.
Yeah, you're popping.
You're overloading your calculator that you're streaming from.
No. Are you hearing me now? Am I with
yes.
you? Hands?
It was the second you tried to load more things.
Okay.
That's what happened.
Got it. Okay. Well, let me show you this one here. I'll just show this quick. Here you can see just the scope.
Holy cow.
Of this page, right? So this is all done traditionally, right? And this is you know, you can see all the marker lines in the black, and this is him. You know, and that city, you know, that's not a digitally comped city. That's a real, the real
insane.
thing.
Can you see this
that's a
chat
real
I have
thing.
highlighted, Adam?
Skivo's pretty good.
Jason Krager says Skivo is pretty good. That's
Well, Jason's feeling a little, you know, he's feeling a little competition. He's feeling competition.
Oh shit!
He's feeling a little bit of that.
Gauntlet thrown, Jason.
So in San Diego, I wish you guys were coming because there's going to be a throwdown because Esquivo is going to be at the booth in San Diego. He's going to be drawing, right?
Uh-huh.
He's going to be doing originals every day. We're going to be giving out. And then Friday, Jason Krager's going to show up.
Oh,
He's going
jeez.
to come on the floor. And those two will be drawing at the booth. So there's going to be a throwdown happening right there. So,
Like dueling banjos, but with pencils and...
yes, totally.
I so wish that I had the ability to be there because I would be there in an instant. It would, that would be amazing.
Yeah, no, it's going to be an epic moment here. And, you know, Esquivo's feeling, you know, I feel like he's, you know, not only is he killing this book, I mean, look at these pages that are coming in, right? Like,
oh, yeah.
This is all, you know, the level of, like, detail and storytelling is not only happening in the characters' faces, but think about that's just in the composition, like that great moment on the dock in the rain.
Yeah.
Dude, and 21% trying to make. Oh!
Jeez.
Wow, Jason is
spicy
not,
up
he's not
in here.
having that.
Boot
I think there's
camp
going to
be
be a
there.
draw. There's going to be a draw off. It's going to happen on the convention floor.
Nice.
You know, Wesley's going to adjudicate. It's going to be the real thing.
Oh, shit.
Holy
Yeah.
hell.
Yeah. So
Get it on video if you don't stream it.
Yeah.
yeah, it'll be streaming out there through Whatnot, but they're also going to have a camera team there, so we definitely have to get some footage.
Hell yeah.
Bring that back. It's going to be
Yes.
fun. We should probably bring them on an RV stream and have one as well. It'll draw off because Jason's going to
Yes.
be doing the supplemental book, The Forgotten Wars, and so well, I guess maybe we should talk about what that is. But anyways, these are the pages. You can see the level that's happening. It's all happening traditionally. It's like the dopest of the dope stuff.
Oh, this is going to be so cool.
Right, and then this is the reveal of the new trading card that we're.
Damn, that's a reveal.
Oh,
That is a reveal.
damn. What's up, girl?
This is Joran who did the 8th, and like one of the cards I wanted to do one of them a little more sexy, more pin-up-y, and
Yeah.
when we were talking about this is Detective Roach's ex-wife, and she ultimately gets attacked at one point, and she has a really kind of cool part in the story. So she's one of the cards of our key characters. And
Can I just? I'm just gonna point this out.
What?
Someone who looks like Roach, right?
Uh-huh.
Whoever he married, even if it didn't work out, had to have been a badass. So why in the hell would you attack her? Like, look at her. She is almost entirely naked. She's like, bitch, I will kill every last one of you motherfuckers. What the hell is wrong with you?
She's definitely ending that guy right there. Holy.
She is. That is in the trachea. He is. Like, he's done.
That's exactly right. That's how hardcore she is. She's that hardcore that she's like, I just stepped out of the shower and I can still kick your ass. So
like,
that's what's happening.
I'm in a thong. All right, this is up my ass.
And I
all
will
day
kill
long.
you
Are
with the
kidding
thong.
me? I will strangle you with this thong.
It's like a garrote around his neck. Just kill him with the thong.
Jeez. Holy shit! This is a. I love this card. This is a nice card.
I know, I love it too. So this is one of sexier. There's one coming in by Irene, who's got one coming in, you know.
Oh,
and,
jeez.
Oh my gosh.
It won't be as explicit as this. Hers is a little bit more scientific in nature. But and so then I've reached out to another artist to kind of finish our set of 6. These cards will have clues and codes in them too that will unlock digital collectibles. Once they aren't in the cards now, so that they aren't given away before. Show my card. Oh, Jason wants me to show his card. Okay, wow. Oh, check out that. So this is the print. So a quick note on the story for anybody who doesn't know it so far. This is a bit of 7 meets Blade Runner. And Wesley's character is Detective Rose Washington, who is in pursuing this serial killer that's 5,000 years in the makings. And the police force and the world around him is saying, you're crazy. There is no connection between these kills. You're a madman. You're seeing things that aren't there. This destroys his relationship with his wife. It destroys the world around him as he digs deeper into the hunt of this serial killer.
Right.
And in this pursuit of this, he finds out Earth's darkest secret that sort of flips the entire world on its paradigm, much like in Blade Runner. And he is somebody who is a bit of a broken hero who's living in the shadow of his father, and he's never been able to get out from underneath it. And on this pathway, he ultimately goes through this crucible that comes out on the other side redeemed, with some transformations along the way, if you will. So that's our story.
I love the red edge.
Oh,
Do
yeah.
you like that?
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Isn't that dope? So what I wanted to have was, I wanted to have a manga-esque version of the book, right?
Yeah.
Because one is I like to read gray tone books. I enjoy it. I also love the idea of a book you could stick in your back pocket, a book that you could easily take with you, because I'm always reading on planes and traveling. And it's a different emotional experience. And clearly black and white books work because they outsell color books about 20 to 1. And so I wanted to have that experience. So this version will be printed, 7.5 by 5, gray tones. You can see Jason Krager did the gray tones on this. So that's he's fighting his way in. So all gray tones are all by Krager. And it's going to have that red edge, right? It's because I was inspired by the Death Note Black Edition, which has black edges. And ink actually sort of bleeds into the page a little bit.
Oh, neat.
So when you flip open the page, you know what I mean? Inside there's a little leakage of the ink, so that it feels.
I killed someone with the edge of this book. God.
That's exactly right. You just took it to somebody in the back of somebody's head.
I think
I love the fact that you did it red for a gray tone book, because there's one of the best color combinations on this planet is black, white, and red. It's just so fucking sexy. And so you're like, okay, this whole thing, it's black and white with, zip tone and gray tone and all that kind of stuff with a fire red edge. Like, that is hot.
And the reason I laughed in the middle of you saying about how fucking sexy it is I was going to say the only book that I've ever seen that had a red edge to the pages is a Bible. So,
so this is a little like that. This could be perceived as a little
a fucking sexy kill you Bible. Okay.
Yeah. Eric wants to know, is the manga version going to be available on the Indiegogo campaign or only in the Kickstarter?
It'll be available on both. So essentially, so you can kind of see, because I know there's been some talk of this, and I mentioned on Bancroft's stream as well. Because some people, there's some people who don't like backing on Kickstarter, it's not their place, or whatever is the case, and that's fine. And in Indiegogo, I prefer that platform for a lot of reasons, but Kickstarter's also been good with us, and I also have partners on this book who have different opinions, and so we're on Kickstarter to start with, but we're going to do an encore campaign on Indiegogo. And what will make that one exclusive is it will have this Rob Willis cover that's done, and it's epic, and he's posted it, so you might have seen it. And it's going to have a new Preston piece of print, and it will be, everything else will be the same here, right? So it'll be like the one chance to get that version of it. So any stretch goals we achieve in the KS will just be in that campaign as well. And we will do a day one backer again with that lets people get the figurine at the reduced price. So there will be a few things that happen in that way. So if anybody's holding out for that, that's fine. Obviously I love both, and I love all the people who've supported me along the way. So that'll be there. Do
you have your launch date for that?
Right now it's looking like an August 9th. I don't have it 100% confirmed, just because I have...
Oh, Adam disconnected his stuff. I think the reason he started crackling is I think that his computer was dying and he was trying to plug it in before it did. But while we wait for his devices to reconnect, there he is.
He's back.
Yay!
Okay. All right, here we go. Now we are Now we're back. Okay.
Okay.
All right. That was yeah, it's a total blunder. Anyway, so
Eric says there's one way to avoid spoilers.
I've lost it. So anyway, so anybody waiting for that side of the campaign, it's gonna be self. Nice. It's gonna have some.
You're about to give away the secrets. Yeah, the Illuminati codes and shit like that.
Yeah, the Illuminati. That's exactly right.
Terrible.
So the way it works also too, and that version of the book will also have the digital collectible codes layered into it. So it will be a one of a kind awesome. So this is what the full package is. What the veteran package gets you. It gets you. And this book, so if anybody doesn't know, is an oversized. So it's 8.5 by 13. So it's huge,
Wow.
but it's also soft cover, right, Shae, with a sewn binding and a ribbon bookmark, right? So what's cool about this is it's, little panels become huge. It's fully immersive, but it's not so big like a 11 by 17. But it's huge. It's awesome. It's shelf porn. It's cool on your desk. It's this beautiful experience that you just get this one time, right? And so, and then there's the Go version, which is the opposite. It's the mini version of it in gray tone. And then there's the Forgotten Wars, which is another story altogether. So in the world of the Exiled, obviously there's an ancient element in it. And that ancient piece of it is explored in the Forgotten Wars. Which will... Go ahead. So I could feel a breath there. You were coming for something.
I was just taking in a big breath. That's okay though.
Okay.
So did you say Krager's working on the Forgotten Wars?
Yeah. So Krager will be our artist there on the Forgotten Wars. If he wins the showdown.
Oh shit.
Oh damn.
So I'm just thinking, if he
Stakes
wins
are
that
high,
showdown.
Krager.
Stakes are high. I don't know if he's up for it, but if
Damn.
he wins, then it will be determined. So that's the full package. Plus, you know how I love figurines, and you guys are merch people. You get it. And I'm still trying to get up to the RV bikini level, but so I'm trying to. So I've got this figurine. So if you can see the video, if you scroll down just a bit, Shae, you can see the video.
There's Krager's answer to the "if you win." Lol.
Lol. Look at how big this is.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Holy shit.
I know yeah. So you can see what the scope of what it is, because I included that video so I could show people, because sometimes from a fake picture you don't realize, but that's the prototype. I'm at my folks' house today because it's the holiday weekend, but you can see that is the scope of this bad boy.
It's so detailed.
It really
It's
is.
super detailed. So it's based on Esquivo's art, and Chad Horvater is my sculptor. He who built this awesome thing. So that's your whole package. You're gonna get that. There's also a linen paper print, with Preston's heavy metal awesome art, and so because I wanted more than anything is when this shows up, because not only is it Wesley Snipes, so it's a one of a kind thing, but I wanted it to feel like Christmas morning when this whole thing showed up on your doorstep. Thank you, Frog G. Thank you.
Frog G has to. Yeah. Eric wanted to know, what's the statue made out of?
So it's a PVC plastic. So
Okay.
it's right. So it is more durable than just a resin. It's the step up from that. So it's going to be injection molded in the end. So it's and just you can see the way I've connected the feet. So it's quite solid. Not that you want to throw it around your room, but if it fell off a shelf, you wouldn't break it.
Nice.
Yeah, Antoine, the figurines will be on IGG. Yep. The IGG will not be a reduced experience in any way for those who want that. And in fact, I'll be sending out a secret perk link to all those who back the Kickstarter to the IGG that will get them, if they want the Rob Willis variant, they can get that at no shipping cost.
Very cool.
So just
So
really quickly to answer Gordon, the name is right there on the screen in the bottom middle. Chad Hoverter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, continue.
No, absolutely. So he's an amazing sculptor. He did all my sculpts for Asunder and for all kinds of other game work. And I wanted to build something that had a sense of action and motion. I think I've kind of lost the desire for the idea of making art that's sort of static, right? It is like just the superhero posing for a photo look. I think I've lost that. It's not really doing it for me anymore.
Super cool, and I love all of the little details that are down here at the base. Like if you're looking, you got this little statue of a dude with a shield and his little spear. You have this, just a bag or a shell or a bomb.
So that's a bomb.
That's a bomb.
You'll notice that in the beginning of the book, that bomb is a part of it, and that figurine is a part of the story, and that symbol will lead into the clues for anyone. I'll just leave that as a thing.
I just figured that was his golf clubs that he beats the shit out of people with in that bag.
That is awesome.
When you're out of bullets, just start clubbing them.
And it's just so big. It's so cool. Like I loved, and I this is the thing that got me into 40K, was painting the figurines. That was my favorite part. I didn't really care so much about like playing. I could, but it wasn't my favorite. Painting the figurines has always been something I love. So the fact that this is like a bigger figure that you get to paint is so cool.
That's absolutely right. And I'm excited to see what people do with that ride. It's super cool. So when you get this, it shows up. I've got Quartermaster Logistics doing fulfillment on this. So they're a proper fulfillment house that has hubs around the world so that people in Australia can get it shipped to them for $22 or $24 instead of $1 million. And they also do an amazing job packaging. So it's going to come in a big gnarly box because it's got to be oversized, and you're going to get, it's going to be Christmas when you open that veteran package and you pull out a figurine and the books. And I want it to be people feeling like that the impression of when they open this, that it was like, that was worth, I walked away with a bank, right? Like I stole this. It was so good. So this is Krager's card. And not quite as sexy as Joran's, but equally as badass. You can see the colors by Valentina Bianconi. She's our colorist on the book. She's an Italian colorist who lives in Milano area. She's awesome, and she's done a lot of work for Aftershock, and she's just making our book amazing.
I was going to say, that does not sound like a Cuban name.
No.
Yeah, it is not a Cuban name. And then this is the Ultimate Edition, right? So, Wes signs nothing in general. Like, it's been years. So he's going to sign 200, and it's going to go in this amazing case. It's going to have metallic elements in it. It's going to be this beautiful fold-out. The case will be signed. All of the books will be signed by Wes and the creative team, but I know people are getting this for Wes, right? He's going to have touched and held it. You're going to get, the mark that's from his hand. So it's
Wesley Snipes' hand sweat. Yes.
It's going to be there.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, this is gorgeous though, for sure.
So how many Honda Civics does that cost?
Just 2.
Okay.
But it also comes with, see what this is right here. You see this is the cover for the San Diego exclusive ash can. So there's going to be an ash can. It's 8.5 by 5.5, the standard ash can size. Gray tone pages. It's already done. It's off the printers. It'll be there at Comic-Con. And Wes is going to be signing 260 of them. 200 go to these backers on the Ultimate tier, and 60 will be there in San Diego. So this is the only way to get this, unless you're on the floor at San Diego. It will be the only 2 ways to get this in the world. This also has a die-cut cover, which I don't have here because it had Whatnot Publishing on it, and I couldn't reveal that yet. But it has a die-cut cover, so it's a black wrap cover with the W cut out right over Wes's face, and then it unfolds to show this.
Cool.
So once again, it's a rad collector's piece, and that's what I feel like this Ultimate Edition tier is. It's for the collector. It's for the person who wants to walk away with something that will be hard to that will rival sort of anything, right? Any friend that could come over is going to be like, "Oh, damn, you got that?" It's going to have that effect.
That is super cool. All right, all of these are sold out, of course, because that probably happened instantly, I would assume.
Yeah, that'll happen. We lost it in the first hour. And these are people who are going to be drawn into the book, and not just drawn into the book, but they're going to say a line, and their name will be said.
Wow.
So the coolness of that is like you're going to be a part of comic book history, right? You're going to live in that book as it's printed. Your name is set in it, and it's about as dope as it gets of the experience. Plus, you get everything that the Ultimate Edition is. So,
you ever cough with the gas mask respirator on? It's weird.
Does
sure,
it like
It like boom,
puff it out? Yeah.
I was like,
and you get all that
was...
phlegm right back at you. Awesome.
Yeah, it's great. Keeps your lungs strong. All right, so we got some cards unlocked already, which is badass.
Yep.
Holy hell.
Yeah, they're
So
dope as can be, right?
Tyrell Cannon. We got Clayton Barton. Very cool.
Yep.
Jason Krieger's, obviously.
I should put his up there now that I've got the color in. Now that I've got the color, it just came in last night. Valentina, I've got to put that up there.
Okay.
No. But we got Phoenix doing us a metal bookmark now that's been unlocked. It's got the Exiled symbol, and then it's got that Frank Miller Ode to Frank image on it that you like so much. The Roach in the Rain moment.
Yes.
I agree. It's one of my favorite images as well, too. We wanted, it's rain is a pain in the butt for an artist to do. But this book is rain-soaked, and Esquivo is killing it, so.
Right. Eric asks, is there any plans of this being a continuous series, or is this a one-and-done deal?
So this is a complete story arc. That then there could certainly be a volume 2. I hope we get to do the volume 2. 2, 3, and 4, if you will. I think that could be in the works. It'll depend a little bit on how things perform with Whatnot and with this. But what I like about that is it's kind of like with the 8th and with the Kill Journal. When you read a complete experience.
Right.
That could be more, because anything could be more, so to speak. But this is, but yes, the hope is volume 2 and 3.
Very cool. Very cool. And then you're getting close to this unlocked, which had better fucking happen, because I'm not a trading card girl, but I want this.
Yeah.
Like, I want this card. It's gorgeous.
I know, it's hard to get everybody. Some people are trading cards. Some people are prints. Some people are shirts.
Patches.
Figurines. It's like you're trying to kind of get them all in there. The one thing I have avoided is like stickers and repurposed prints. I don't always love like a big pile of 3 or 4 repurposed prints where it's like it's just the splash page but without the lettering on it or something where it feels like I'm not really quite sure what I got here. Whereas with these, we tried to build a print that looked very different than the book, but captured its essence. These Preston prints to give that feeling.
Very cool. And then, of course, you were talking about shipping. So the way to try and make shipping affordable for these oversized books, because shipping is a bitch and a half right now. And I like that you're really transparent.
Totally. Yeah, no, I got to be with this because it's tough all around, and I think that like the thing about it is you just have to really use a fulfillment partner who can ship it out through localized hubs. Otherwise, people in France are gonna pay $105. It's madness, right? Like it's
right.
Whereas this way, if you have it's just madness, right? Whereas if you
I'm laughing because that says EU. I thought it said FU. Like fuck you for $27.
Yeah.
All of you who live in fuck you, $27 for you.
Nuts.
It's like, well, hey, at least that's not the rest of the world.
I'm like, damn, that's cheap for sex. $27 for.
Terrible.
Well, we're offering quite the deal,
Yeah, I know. That's quite a bargain.
Look at that gorgeous team right there. That's awesome. All right. So I think we could talk about. I'm gonna go back up to my favorite picture.
Now, let me ask a question because we didn't get to ask this while we had Adam backstage, and there was some discussion on this. Do we want to play your trailer now, or do we want to play your trailer at the end of the stream?
Oh, right.
I mean, I think we play it now. I guess I think we should play it to close it out. It gives it a climax. I like that. Gives it a setting. Side call.
Incidentally, I did rip your trailer off of this page at some effort because this page does not let you try to do it easily.
Oh, you should have just sent me a text. I would have shot you. I have it on Dropbox, and you can just get the.
That's awesome.
That was on me.
Yeah.
I should have sent you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Hey, do you have that video? I should start sending it to people up front.
I like to make Sci work for their money. Okay.
Yeah, I also upscaled it to full HD and 60 frames a second as opposed to what's found on this page, which is decidedly not.
Sci went through a lot of effort. So
we'll
do that as the closeout.
Look, there are things that I'm willing to do for guests. And what I'm willing to do, the effort I'm willing to put in for, say, an Adam Lawson guest is a little higher than normal.
That's true.
Whoa.
Not quite FU $27, but
we are pro gifted rebels around here. We love Adam Lawson and all of your IPs so far, and it's honestly it's so cool to see. I've actually got the background, how I told you I was going to do an art piece. I have the background of it sitting back here, like, waiting for me to...
See, I've been waiting to see this.
I haven't done anything on it. All I've done is the background, but this is... You said Rain features. So Rain features heavily, and this is what I got for the background so far. So it's hard to see, but there's a lot of splatter. There's a lot of shine. And then I've got... All this right here is going to have, hopefully, a not shitty version of Wes. We'll see.
Wow.
We'll see.
I'm ready to see that. Is that gonna? Will that reveal be for the IGG launch? Was that when you will reveal it?
You're going to launch on Red Valkyrie?
Whoa.
See, and Gordon asked if we were giving Adam kickbacks. I wouldn't say it's kickbacks as much as it is bribery and arm twisting.
I'm just trying to look. I'm trying to do good business here.
Right.
Okay?
There might be that possibility. That would be a cool thing. We should figure that out.
I'm just saying, you want to launch the Indiegogo over here on Red Valkyrie. I will make sure that piece is ready.
Whoa, okay. The gauntlet has been thrown down.
For real. Look, okay. And I have like time. I will make sure that is not only ready, but that it is worthy of you guys launching
here. Okay. We need to get through the tiers. Adam, you just think it over. Please. Yeah. I loved how Shae was trying to look all bashful and like, would you launch on our stream in the fucking mask, whatever, with the red contacts.
It's very convincing.
Eric, it takes some work to get Wesley on a stream. Yeah. He is a very busy man, and there are channels.
There's a lot of red tape.
Channels. There's a lot of red tape.
Yes. I mean, we'd have to get him sitting down at a lunch, and our people would have to talk to his people.
Exactly. All right, let's go through the tiers so people know how to back, and then we will close out with the trailer with talking. But see, if I back Adam into a corner and then Wesley Snipes appears, I don't think Wesley's going to be happy with me. And I don't really want that.
He's going to have that blade sword that only he can use, otherwise it explodes your hand.
I don't like that. Yeah. I don't need that in my life. I got enough problems, all right? I don't need Wesley Snipes pissed at me. That's too much. Yes, there's a chance. There's a minute chance, Eric. There is always a chance.
Damn, what the hell is this?
Oh my god.
Tears.
All right. Tears.
Yeah.
Tears.
Tears real quick. Here we go. So there's $25 gets you $25 gets you the digital that turns into a lot of people who are overseas, but anybody else who's a digital person, you get it.
Okay.
Then there's the $50 tier, which is the detective. This gets you the oversized book and linen print and the stretch goals. It's awesome. It's going to have the codes in it. You're going to be good to go. Then the veteran gets you the whole package. It gets you all 3 books. It gets you the figurine. It gets you the linen print. It gets you the stretch goals. It's the marquee piece. Then there is the Ultimate Edition. This gets you all of that, plus this incredibly cool metallic casing. It's all signed by Wes. You get the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive ash can. You get a true collector's masterpiece. It is pricey. I get it.
And your name on the inside cover.
Yeah, that's correct. And those are the only people who get their name on the inside cover. That's right.
And signed.
And signed.
Yep.
It's as kind of as it gets.
Wait, how much is
gone.
that all gone? Hold on.
Yeah, everything else is.
No. God damn it. The hold on doesn't mean keep going down. Fucker. Okay, $500. That's what I wanted to know, because on Indiegogo it's below the tier, and on Kickstarter the price is above the tier, so I couldn't see it.
Yeah.
And then she just kept
Scrolling like a jackass.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Look at Antoine. If Wes shows up, I want Shae to cosplay as Niles.
If Wesley Snipes shows up, I will cosplay as Chris Christopherson from Blade 1. Complete with big gray beard.
Wow.
Looking like a hobo.
This campaign looks absolutely insane. I'm so happy that you're doing so well already. I mean, look at that. You picked up another backer while we've been talking, but look at that. Look at that beautiful number. Doing great.
No.
And I'm super stoked for this to hopefully launch the Indiegogo on Red Valkyrie next month.
Whoa. It's begun.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me on. The book's awesome.
I mean, I heard a commitment. It's fine.
I know, we're trying so hard. Adam's gonna be like, "Listen here, bitches. Not how this works." But no, seriously, Adam, thank you so much for coming on. There's so much goodness with this. Is there any other little bits that you want to talk about before we wrap? Because I know you got to go soon.
Yeah, no, I've got to run, but I am grateful for having me on. Obviously, I love the people in this chat. Many of them I know. We've been in this game together for so long. It's awesome. I'm really appreciative of everybody. You know, this is campaign number 4 for me, and everybody has been here for me all along the way, and I'm grateful for that. So happy whether you find it here or you find it on Indiegogo, whatever's the case. Thanks for being a part of it.
Absolutely. This is
I didn't realize you were muted. Otherwise, I would have covered for you.
Thanks. You do great. It's fine, babe.
So this was a great show with motherfucker. This was a great show, Adam. Let's see your almost 3-minute long trailer of awesomeness. Not that I haven't, watched it 12 times already, but yeah. Thanks everyone for coming. Please back the Exiled. It looks like an amazing freaking campaign.
Absolutely.
Do it.
Thank you.
And we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
You know, what I love about the comics is the fact that in the comic world you can escape. You can fantasize. You can imagine yourself being something greater than you are now. And you all are very great. But this particular story is not like, your gratuitous action and just a slasher, bang, kick, punch kind of story. This one, we wanted to have substance. We wanted to layer it with unpredictables, with things that you're not going to expect. I would say it's Seven meets Blade Runner. Story about a hard-boiled detective pursuing a serial killer living in the shadow of his father. And in his pursuit, he uncovers some of the world's darkest secrets. So our character, Niles Roach, I think one of the beautiful things about this character is that he has the kind of instincts that drive him to find the truth. But sometimes it destroys the people around him. I figured I'd pull something from where I grew up in the Bronx, something I can really relate to. See, what's beautiful about this is that it's in book form. It's tactile. You loved all of the stuff we did before in the Blade world. This is something that you're going to appreciate. We got Murder, mayhem, noir cities, custom weapons, beautiful artwork, drama, suspense. Look forward to seeing you participating, joining us, take this ride, and here we go. As a man, you're defined by your father. You spend your whole life trying to crawl out from under his shadow. Mine died before I ever could. He didn't leave me his intellect, but he left me his instinct. A sense that triggers when things are not as they seem. Nagging at the back of my skull is getting louder.